When you say he's getting better and better, what does that mean from a wide receiver coach's standpoint? Whether he's running better routes, I mean,
yeah, all of it. He's playing faster.
Yeah.
You know, he's always run real crisp routes. He's understood the offense, and it's just as he's getting experience, his game speed and his practice speed is improving. Just because I think he's getting more comfortable, he's getting a better understanding, a deeper understanding, and so he's able to play faster.
So I asked him after the Northwestern game. He had that catch in the fourth quarter that sparked you guys. I said, "Can this be a launching point, a turning point?" And he said, "Well, yeah, maybe it can." Did you see? Do players need validation in a game like that, and then take it from there?
Yeah, I mean, a player's career is usually, it takes little small victories to kind of build momentum and really have him catapult into a great career. So when he made that play, that was one small victory. It was a chance for him to kind of build momentum in his own personal career and how valuable he is and his role on the team. So when he made the play, it was obviously a critical play, and it was a big thing that we needed to see him do. And obviously it wasn't by chance that he was in that situation. He had earned the trust to be in the situation, and then he came through and he made the play. So it was a big deal for him and big deal for us.
Zach, what have you seen from Ben Victor in practice a couple of weeks ago? And for at least 3 weeks, Coach Meyer said he was so close.
Yeah, he's just a baby. I mean, he's like Bambi, but he is so talented. And so he makes some plays where you're like, wow. And then, you know, he has some freshman moments, but he's came a long way just from the day he got here until now to the point where we're playing him. I mean, playing him in meaningful snaps, throwing him meaningful balls, and he's had a couple opportunities where he needs to make a play, but some of the stuff you expect playing an 18-year-old, you know what I mean? And so I'm really pleased with where he is. He's got a ways to go, but I'm really excited about
So
it.
is it just his talent, or what made him improve to earn more playing time?
Well, the same as any receiver. I mean, he learned the offense, learned the position, learned what I teach, learned the fundamentals of the position. I mean, he was pretty raw coming out of high school, and so he's got better. He's got better every day and every week, and slowly got to the point where he said, "Wow, like this, he's starting to play like the kid I recruited."
Zach, was last week. I mean, 9 or 10 guys touched the ball, and then Curtis with over 130 receiving yards. Is that kind of the pinnacle of performance that you want to see your guys do?
Yeah, I mean, we just want to do our job and make plays when the plays present themselves. So whoever is in the game, we're going to be accountable that they're going to get it done. And so we don't really worry about how many guys touch the ball or how many yards Curtis has. Obviously, Curtis is a great player right now, and he's a feature of the offense. So we would like him to touch it, but we're not worried about did he have 9 touches or 7 touches or 12 touches. It's kind of irrelevant. It's that when Curtis is in, he better make the play, he better get open, and he better do his job. Same with everyone else.
Zach, you were there when Percy was there. You were in Florida when Percy Harvin was there. Do you see any resemblances, whatever you want to call it, comparisons between him and Curtis?
Yeah, they're similar. They're explosive playmakers. I think Curtis is more of a receiver than Percy was, but Percy was one of the most explosive guys with the ball in his hands I've ever seen. So there's always going to be a comparison just because of the style of offense and that position. But they're different players. But yeah, I see similarities.
Zach, DJ Durkin was with Michigan last year in that defense. Anything you can kind of take from that style? Obviously, now that he's the head coach, preparing for that.
Yeah, I mean he's one of the finer defensive minds in the country. So a guy like that doesn't leave the team up north and go to Maryland and just all of a sudden the D coordinator's running the show. I mean he's obviously. That's his baby, the defense. So it's a lot of similarities, and it's not a complicated defense. I mean, it's a well coached, well thought out, sound defense that just kind of does what they do.
Do you remember him from your time at Bowling Green?
Oh yeah, I've known him since I was 18.
Do you have any good stories?
No stories.
Nothing you can say publicly, right?
He was a GA, you were a GA for Urban. I mean, what's it like to be a grad assistant for Urban Meyer?
Well, I don't know. I have nothing to compare it to. So it's really, to be honest, it's hard, but it develops you into. I mean, you look at the guys he's had as GAs. I mean, where they are now. I mean, it's like winning the lottery, but it's not easy. So most people probably wouldn't want to do it or survive it, but you learn how to be a coach, and you learn at the highest level. So it's legitimately like winning the lottery. It's you get that opportunity, you like, wow, I better take advantage of this.
I think Ben just hit the lottery with that quote. I was just wondering, Ben Victor, did you been asked that already? Probably.
Yes.
Well, hey, I got to get it. You talk about all the time players and stuff that throughout the year they're going to play, they're coming along, and then they never play for the last 4 years. Not just you, the entire staff. And this year you guys did that, and like nobody believed it. And then he actually played in the second quarter. And what is it that he's done to really separate himself from some of the other guys? Is it his size? Is he different? Why did he
No,
get
I
on
mean,
the field?
you know, we have an affinity for electric playmakers, and he does things in practice that are just, I mean, freaky. He has an unbelievable skill set, and it was never, does he have the talent or ability to play tomorrow? It was, is he mature enough to handle an environment? So the way the season went, there wasn't a lot of opportunity to get him in a game and get him some experience, kind of, you know, get him weathered a little bit and get him ready to be a guy that will put in a critical moment. But eventually it got to the point where in practice he was doing it so consistently that we felt like, you know what, we trust him. So let's let him go play a little bit.
Coach, last Saturday there was a huge recruiting showcase that you guys had going on, and you're so active with the recruits when they're there. Can you just like tell me your thoughts on how you think everything went that day and how important those days are for the recruiting of this program?
I've said it, I think anytime I talk about recruiting, it's so easy to recruit here, and especially in that environment with that kind of game, that kind of outcome, with the stadium and the best fans in the country out there, just, I mean, loud, electric. I mean, I think it went as good as it could go, but that's not a credit to anyone here, it's a credit to this place and what it is. So I think it was awesome.
Is that the deepest list you guys have had here? And
Probably.
will Michigan be deeper, you think?
It's going to be close, but it probably.
So that must have been the best recruiting night you've ever had then, collectively as a staff here, right? Because of how many people were here, because it wasn't just the 17 class, it was 18, 19, I think there were 13 5-stars.
Yeah.
62 to 3. You had lasers in.
I mean, we had lasers,
I mean,
right?
lasers, right?
Fireworks.
We've never had lasers before, so it's got to be the best night ever.
Recruits love lasers, man.
What do you mean recruits? Who doesn't love lasers?
But seriously though, right? Like, I
Right.
mean, that was perfect.
That'd be perfect. Dream about it.
But you need how many people, for it to be a success down the road, do you think you have to get committed for it to be? Because you can't come out the next day before you get a commitment, a public one at least, before you judge how good the weekend was. Do you want to host 60 kids and leave an impact on 3? Like, what's the fraction?
I don't know. I don't know that there's a specific formula. If you bring 60 in, if you want all 60, you hope you impact all 60. I don't know.
Yeah.
You know, I don't know. It just depends on the kid, depends on the...
I'm just overthinking it again.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, just, you want them all to love it, right?
Yeah.
But I mean, we'll see.
Yeah.
How tough was that last week, though, to have guys in, official visits? Y'all are playing tomorrow.
Yeah, I mean,
A huge game.
Last two questions for Zach.
official visits are always hard during season, especially a night game. There's just no time to spend with the recruits, so it's kind of a give and take. So you bring them into an atmosphere like that, and they get to experience it, see it, fall in love with it, and then you have to evaluate, is that more valuable than the quality time you can spend postseason with a kid, you know, in town for 48 hours where you have nothing else to do.
Yeah.
So it's really a strategic decision, but it's also kind of based on who the kid is. You know, for a kid from maybe far away, that's a critical thing to get him up there to pay for him to come and see a game and experience the horseshoe, because otherwise they're not going to get to.
Are you guys, like you, Zach, I'm not naming names, I don't know if you can talk about them or not, but when you have fellows who are going to be under your watch who are injured during a season, do you try to keep up with them as much as possible? I mean, what's sort of your approach in that regard?
I mean, it's no different than somebody who's not. I mean, it's a lot like how I would approach an off season with all of them, where it's still on them academically, on them socially. Obviously, they're around.
I'm talking about recruits.
Recruits.
Yeah. Guys who might be coming. You understand what I'm saying? But
Yeah.
do you try to keep up with every week about their progress, etc.?
I talk to them every day.
Yeah.
I talk to them every day. Whoever, if I'm recruiting somebody, I'm gonna talk to them every day. So it doesn't matter if they're coming, not coming, because that's all for show, anyways. You don't know who's really coming.
Thanks, man.
Thanks, Zach. No problem.